Personally, I'm a big believer in the phrase, everything happens for a reason. I feel like this situation here, with Karrion Kross vacating the NXT Championship, I feel like it personifies the phrase, everything happens for a reason, because we look at Karrion Kross, and we see a guy who is main roster bound just right off the bat. You look at the guy, you look at the Scarlett and Karrion Kross package, you see the entrance, you see how Karrion Kross wrestles, how he imposes himself, how he has natural charisma, just with how he carries himself. You see that, and you see a guy who is just main roster bound. You don't see a guy who is destined to be the stereotypical NXT work rate type wrestler. And obviously, I want to make this 100% clear. I'd never wish anyone to get injured. If you wish people to get injured, just unsubscribe from my channel. So, I never wish Karrion Kross to get injured at all. But in a way, I just honestly feel like this is a bit of a blessing in disguise for him. Like, I'm trying to look at the bright side. Obviously, it sucks that he's injured. It would be ideal for him to have a successful NXT Championship reign. But the fact that the title is now vacated, on to bigger and better things for Karrion Kross when he returns. Because, realistically, what was Karrion Kross going to do with this title reign? What, have a match with Ciampa, Dexter Lumis, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano? Like, none of these people are legit contenders to Kross, so the title reign wouldn't have made much sense. Now, we have a vacant NXT Championship, and the means they're going about crowning a new champion is a... Okay, it's a Fatal 4-Way match, which is a 60-minute Iron Man Fatal 4-Way, featuring these four guys you see on screen: Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. Now, this match, in so many ways, epitomizes NXT, which I guess you can say is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's for the NXT Championship, so for this match to epitomize NXT, that's kind of what you want. But at the same time, I see it from this perspective. This match, obviously, it's going to be a reviewer's fantasy. It's going to be a 60-minute match with four great in-ring workers, which I hate that term, but four great workers. So it's going to be a great work rate match. Lots of near falls, lots of spots, lots of action over the course of a 60-minute match. But I see it this way. I see a match that is going to go for 60 minutes, which means probably 3 to 4 mid-match commercials in this pandemic era. Did people see the Rebel Heart vs. Blackheart match? Did people see Hager vs. Moxley? These long-winded main events just don't work in the pandemic period. They don't. So we're going to have a 60-minute match featuring four guys who, outside of Tommaso Ciampa, have no character. Tommaso Ciampa, I'll give it. He has character. He turned heel tonight. More on that later. I think Tommaso Ciampa is by far the most captivating of these four guys, because Johnny Gargano, his character is that he's a simp. Finn Balor has no character. The Prince isn't a character. Adam Cole, what is Adam Cole? He's a part of the UE. He's 5'8". He's a midget. Like, I don't really have much of a reason to care. And it really hit me tonight as I'm watching Karrion Kross walk off with Scarlett as the hourglass was ticking away and the smoke was there and the NXT title was vacant. It really hit me that, what is there in NXT for me to watch for? Because I watched in these past few months for Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, and Pat McAfee. And now they're all gone. Keith Lee is on the main roster getting screwed over by them not paying out theme song rights. Karrion Kross is now injured, and Pat McAfee doesn't know if he's going to wrestle or not. So now I'm looking at an NXT where Tommaso Ciampa is now heel, which I find interesting. Tommaso Ciampa, for one, his theme song's awesome. Secondly, he's just a great heel. Yes, he's not 6'5", but as far as a heel character, just look at 2018. Heel Ciampa in 2018 was just excellent. As far as a pro wrestling heel, Ciampa was amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. We saw Ciampa tonight turn heel. He destroyed Jake Atlas in like 50 seconds and then proceeded to just beat him up just continuously after the match. So Tommaso Ciampa's a heel. That match next week, honestly, he should be winning that match. Tommaso Ciampa should be becoming the next NXT champion. Compared to these other guys, Adam Cole just held it for 400 days. Finn Balor, what's he going to bring to the table as champion? Seriously, he was dull in his 300-day reign in 2016. He was dull, on the main roster. He's dull now. I don't really care. Johnny Gargano, I don't care either. So Ciampa should win that match. I think him as a heel is really good. That's not the NXT title. As for the rest of this show, the tag team titles, I'll talk about these now. Breezango took on Imperium. The NXT Tag Team Division, dude, oh my god. I don't think I've really even mentioned it in the past, like, 3 to 4 months. It's just been that dead. It's been Imperium holding the titles because Pete Dunne has been stuck in the UK, and then Matt Riddle's moved on. So, Imperium have been the champions. Breezango won it tonight. Good on them. Tyler Breeze, he's been floundering for years now. Fandango, he has a bit of charisma. I like him, but, like, I don't find him, gyrating and air thrusting and air humping that amazing myself, but it's something. It's a bit of charisma. I appreciate that, so good on them for winning the tag titles. The tag team division's dead anyway. As for dead divisions, the cruiserweights, where do we even begin? Like, I was watching this cruiserweight match, well, the YouTube clip of it. I can't subject myself to watching this full 16-minute cruiserweight title match, but the match itself and the cruiserweight division as a whole, I was thinking to myself, why was WCW's cruiserweight division successful? Because their cruiserweights had some entertainment value. You had Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero. You had all these guys. Psychosis, Juventud Guerrera. These entertaining guys with natural charisma. Here, I look at these guys, Phantasma, or now Santos Escobar, Isaiah Swerve Scott. They have potential, but they're just kind of there. They're not really given a storyline. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, here's a cruiserweight match. So, I don't really have a reason to care, which is a big issue with the cruiserweight division. So, yeah, Escobar retained. I mean, as for other stuff, there's not the main event. We had Shotzi Blackheart in action. Shotzi got the win in her match. Like, the NXT Women's Division, more on that in like a minute or two with the main event, but the NXT Women's Division is just not great either. We had Austin Theory back on NXT, so they're going to do something with Austin Theory and Bronson Reed. Cool, at least they're trying to do something with the mid-card. I can appreciate that, but I don't really care. So, I mean, that's that. The main event itself, we had Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez taking on Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai. It was a fine match. Like, nothing that's going to really move the needle. Pretty much this whole NXT show tonight, the whole flow of it was, like, the opening was a really good segment with Karrion Kross vacating the title, but it put me in kind of, not a bad mood, but a bit of a slump, knowing that, Kross is gone, now I have no reason to care. The Ciampa thing was really cool. The tag title match was good, I guess, and then the show kind of went downhill from there. So, this main event, we had Raquel Gonzalez pin Rhea Ripley. So, they're trying to do something with Raquel Gonzalez. I guess they're trying to push her as, like, the Diesel of NXT. Like, back in the 90s, they pushed Diesel big time, so I guess they're trying to do that. I mean, that was the main event, it was fine. And lastly, I'll finish with this. It's cool to see Wade Barrett back in NXT. He's now a commentator. He's awesome as a commentator. Everything he says has meaning, it has weight, it feels important, legit, credible. I think Wade Barrett's amazing. Wade Barrett and Cesaro were WWE's two biggest wasted opportunities of the 2010s. How Wade Barrett and Cesaro were not world champion, respectively, it boggles my mind. But anyway, Barrett's on commentary, that's really cool. NXT overall for this week, for August 26th, a bit deflating having Kross vacate the title. Next week is going to be Reviewers Paradise, a 60-minute Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match between, three indie midgets everyone loves and Tommaso Ciampa. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, drill. See ya.